Yes. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You all have charges if you decide to do that.
Today's meeting will come to order. Before we begin, we'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Lieutenant Malley. If you'd all stand, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, folks. The following matters will come before today's License Commission meeting. This is our regularly scheduled meeting, and this meeting was previously filed with the city clerk. The first items on the agenda, thank you. Item number 1, Mission Hill Donuts LLC, DBA Duncan, 338 Squire Road. Mark Pessy's the LLC manager. This is an application for a transfer of a common victualer's license. The application for a transfer of the common victualer's license from Lujack Corp. to Mission Hill Donuts LLC to be exercised at 338 Squire Road. The requested seating is for 6. The requested hours are Sunday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Is there someone here from Mission Hill Donuts? Would you step up to the podium, please? And if you could tell us your name and address for the record, please?
There we go. Sorry about that. Good afternoon. My name is Nicole Sullivan, and my address is 72 Junction Square Drive, Concord, Mass. 01742.
Very good. Can you tell us briefly what you'd like to do with this transfer?
Sure, this is just an ownership change in an existing Dunkin' Donuts location. We're not editing any hours, nothing crazy. We actually don't have any seats. I don't know if that's relevant to you guys.
Well, yeah, we were wondering, because I know...
Yeah, this is the one in Joe's Market. There's no seats.
Okay, so we're gonna remove the seating
Yep.
aspect of your victualer's license? Okay, and everything else as far as what I mentioned is correct, the hours
Yes,
and the corporate name and
Yes.
manager and such?
that's correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will close this part of the hearing. Are there any proponents, anybody that would like to speak on behalf of the transfer of this common victualer's license? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Is there anybody opposed? Is there anybody opposed to the transfer? Again, we don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Would you like to discuss this further, or do you want to make a motion?
I'd move to allow the application.
I'll second that.
Very good. The application for transfer of the common victuals license is approved. The application of Mission Hill Donuts to exercise the license at 338 Squire Road is approved. The requested hours are Sunday through Saturday, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. And that license is approved. Thank you very much. Item number 2, Triangle Pro, Inc., DBA Billy C., 441 Revere Street. Zen Zhang is the manager. This is a application for a change of manager. The application for the change of manager from Jim Fang Wang to Zen Zhang. Is there someone here from Billy C's? Your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Wang. Wang Xiang.
Are you Mr. Zhen Zhang?
Zhang Zheng? No, she's the manager. She's my manager. She works, yeah.
Okay. And what is your position with the company?
Part owner.
Very good. And can you tell me briefly what you'd like to do with this?
Yeah, I'm just changing the license from one to another.
Okay, any other changes going to be taking place?
No.
Very good. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions?
I don't.
No questions.
Very good. Okay, so we're gonna close this part of the hearing. Are there any proponents? Is there anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of the change of manager? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Is there anybody opposed? Anybody opposed to the change of manager? Don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Would you like to discuss this further or make a motion?
I can make a motion to approve.
And I'd second that.
Very good. The application for a change of manager for Triangle Pro Inc., DBA Billy C., is approved. The manager will now be Zhen Zhang, and that's from Jim Fang Wang, and that it will be exercised at 441 Revere Street. And everything else with the license will remain as is. Thank you very much, sir. Item number 3, State Road Wine and Spirits, Inc., 116 State Road. Jewel Saeed is the manager. This is an application for a transfer of stock and change of corporate name. The application of State Road Wine and Spirits, Inc., for a transfer of stock and corporate name from Beachmont Wine and Spirits. All other operations are to remain the same. Hello, your name and address for the
Hi.
record, please.
My name is Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin on behalf of the licensee, State Road Wine and Spirits, Inc. This application is to transfer stock ownership from the 100% owner, Jewel Saeed, to Nilesh Patel and Divyank Patel. The store is just bringing in new investors to come in and stabilize the finances, upgrade the appearance of the store and quality of the products. It's the same licensee, same store manager. All operations will remain the same. The two new investors are license holders in the city of Boston, so they have the experience necessary to run the operations. And everything else will remain the same. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.
Very good. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions?
No, I don't.
No questions.
Very good. So the operation is going to remain as is?
Yes.
No changes whatsoever?
No,
Very good.
you'll just see maybe cosmetic updates, but just cleaner atmosphere, higher quality products, things of that nature.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. We appreciate it. We'll close this section of the hearing. Are there any proponents, anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of the issuing of this transfer of stock and change of corporate name? I don't see or hear anybody want to change that section. Anybody opposed? Anybody opposed to this? Don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Would you like to discuss this further or make a motion?
Further discussion is not necessary. I move to approve.
I'll second that.
Very good. The application for a transfer of stock and change of corporate name for State Road Wine and Liquors, Inc. is approved. The corporate name will be changed from Beachmont Wine and Spirits. All operations are to remain the same. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The next item on the agenda is item number 4. I guess that concludes the applications. The next items are hearings. And the first hearing will be Argueta and Pinish Corp., DBA Carnival Latino Restaurant, 7B Everett Street. This is a hearing into violations of closing procedures, over-service, and service past 2 a.m. This is continued from our August meeting. where we were going to see how things went with the improved plan. It's from July? Are we all set? Thank you. Okay, yeah, so if you could explain briefly what you've done and what you think the outcome has been.
We've been doing what we said last time, like turning the lights on at 1:10, no buckets after 12, like, and everything is being good, like.
Now,
No
have you
problems
had
at
a
all.
police detail?
No, only the securities. We have the securities and no problems at all. Thanks God.
Very good. Lieutenant, was there an issue with some,
There hasn't been anything since last time we were here, so whatever you're doing, it's working. I mean, I have just a couple of,
microphone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Whatever you're doing, like I said, keep doing it, because I haven't seen any issues. I haven't had anybody tell me anything, and these guys are pretty quick to tell me things, so
Okay.
that's it.
Are there an issue with details and money, or?
I believe there is, from you, I think you owe one officer detail money right here. That's what I have. But I
Oh,
think
I'll
next
bring,
month.
I didn't know that. I'll
Yeah.
come to the
I
office.
got the receipt right here.
Show them.
Okay,
Alrighty.
thank you. Do any of my fellow commissioners have anything that you'd like to add to this, or any questions?
I would just simply add that, you know, I did review the Revere Police Department logs, essentially between July 15th and November 13th, and very minimal activities, as reported by the lieutenant. You know, and whatever little disturbances that this business did have in August, it didn't really seem to be related to his business itself. It was out in the parking lot, and I think police officers noted that the business was essentially cleared out and closed at that point. So it appears to me that there has been a significant behavioral change in their operations, as well as the way that they essentially have been conducting business overall. I think that at the last meeting, when this business was in front of us, we all had reservations about lifting the police detail. And one of the primary concerns was that, you know, they've essentially been okay because there've been a police detail there. But I think over the last 60 to 90 days, we've seen that you know, whatever they've done with their security changes, as well as their operations, as well as the representations from the on-site manager, that clearly they're on an upward trajectory. So I just wanted to state that on the record, that I certainly have the confidence that this business will continue to operate. I trust that we won't see them necessarily in front of us with any issues, given the changes that they've made and the period of time that has passed. So I'm certainly in favor of, you know, keeping the police detail off for their weekends and allowing them to operate the way that they have been operating over the last 90 days.
Very good. You have anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm just happy to hear that things are working out for you guys.
I have a question, like, in case we have like a famous DA or something like that, it might be busy or something like that, we can hire a detail for like the specific night, or that what we were talking about that, so everything can be, you know, like safe, and I think that will work in case.
You can call us anytime.
Recommended, if you do have an event that you think is gonna bring in. Thank you. Is gonna bring in more people, then by all means, call the police and get a detail in there, and at least it'll cover yourself as best you can.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so
Definitely.
I guess what we'll do is we'll just file what we have here. I would make a motion that we file it and send you on your way and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And I'd second that
Well,
motion.
Very good. So this hearing is concluded.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, folks. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Item number 5, Lupita Revere LLC, DBA Lupita Restaurant, 111 Shirley Avenue. Erasmo Guevara is the manager. This is a hearing into disruptions of the public safety and order, service of intoxicated patrons, violations of license closings, and violations of on-premise law. And this is a continuation from our August meeting. How are you today, sir?
I am doing okay. I apologize for being late. I don't have my personal car. I have a big reefer, so it takes more than one parking spot.
Okay, and if you could just give us your name and address for the record, please?
Erasmo Guevara, 111 Chile Avenue.
Very good. So you know why we're here, right?
Yes, I believe this is a follow-up for the last time we were here.
Yeah, it's a follow-up from the last time. And so, before we get into it, though, are you folks here to speak at this hearing? Well, let's hear from some neighbors, all right? So you have an idea of what people are saying and what the issues are that we're going to be addressing, okay? If you'd like to come up and speak, please, we'd appreciate it. Your name and address for the record? Just hit the button on the front of the console with your left hand. There's a button there in the front. There you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Laith Al-Bahisi. I live in 112 Shirley Ave for almost 13 years. This is my home where I raised my family, and today I'm standing here again because I'm fighting for my house, for my peace, for my sleep, and for the safety of my family, again for the second time. I'm the closest neighbor to Lupita's bar. I live directly in front of it. I can see everything happening in the bar, everything I hear, everything I feel, what's going on inside. We stood here last July 2024, last year, and we have the same exact problems. Loud music, drunk crowds, chaotic behavior in the street until 3 o'clock in the morning. And now it's getting worse. Nothing changed since last year. You give him, I think in August, permission to reduce the hours, and it was quiet for like 3 months. We had a good 3 months of sleep, but again, he promised to do something, and you give him the permission again. I checked Lopez's restaurant, the licensed restaurant, but the definition of restaurant is not restaurant. It's a night bar. It's nightclub. So no restaurant shake the walls of the neighbors by live DJ every night, especially weekend. No restaurant has crowd, drunk customers screaming at the street until 2:30 in the morning. No restaurant create chaos and threaten all the neighbors on the street, the safety of the neighbors in the street. This is a clear nightclub, plain and simple, clear, nothing. Operating in the middle of the residential area where family living. Last year, Lopez promised improvement to the place like soundproofing, double door, better control, and the police officer attend every weekend. None of it helped, nothing. Everything's still the same. Every Friday night and Saturday night, my family and I just sit and wait. We cannot sleep until 2:30 or 3 o'clock. We just survive another night of noise. Even with the door shut, we still can hear the music. When someone opens the door of Lopez, like in and out, the sound like plus the whole street like concert, like live concert. People go in and out constantly, like for smoke or for something. Sometimes they smoke weed in the street, so we can smell it clearly from my house. But the worst thing, and I did send 5 videos to I hope you saw them. Yeah, good. A video from August, September, October, November. So the nightmare start after 2:30. When the nightclub finish, music, the crowd leave the place and sit in the street or stand in the street shouting and screaming and swearing with the bad words for maybe 45 minutes. And the security guy, he's trying to do a good job, like move out. Once they leave the nightclub, he closed the door, and that's not his business. And I spoke to the officer many times in the weekend. Can you ask them to go? He said, I can't. They are waiting for Uber. They chat. So there is no law to push them, to force them to leave the street. So we have to wait until maybe 3:30 until they kindly leave the street so we can go to sleep. They scream and they swear and they argue about, and I don't understand the language. So many times the police trying to, many times, like last week, like 8 police cars were there because there were the bottle fights. There was a fight, and some of the customers came out with they hide beers, and the security, poor guy, he couldn't see them. So I see them, they drink the rest of the beer in the street, and one time they have fight, and I account, and I think in the videos, like 7, 8 cars. I did some research about how many Revere police cars on that night, and I saw it, and I went to the police station to talk to one of the officers. He said like maybe 15 cars in night platoon 1, which is from 9 o'clock p.m. until 3 o'clock in the morning. 15 cars. So if 8 cars in my street in one time, so what about the rest of the city? There is no security because Lupitas take all the security to protect their customers or to ask them to leave. I did ask a City Hall employee to come to see it at 2:30 in the morning, and she said to me, oh, don't stay that late. But we do. We cannot sleep. We cannot sleep until they allow us to sleep. They allow us to go to sleep and have peace. We are not asking for anything. We just ask for a basic, quiet life. We don't ask for anything more. My upstairs neighbors had cancer, and his wife has a heart issue problem. They had to move out. They left the building and they moved to Saugus because they couldn't handle the stress of he receiving chemotherapy and she have a treatment, so they couldn't handle everything, the sickness and the noise and the non-sleep. So he moved out to Saugus, and I really felt, it breaks my heart that he's a good guy. I know him for 12 years, and he left. Now what we are thinking to move out. Everybody's thinking to move out because the streets, Lopez make our life is like nightmare. We cannot live because every night different people, they shout and scream, and I can't tell them. I have a daughter, 12 years old daughter, to hear every night that scream and bad words and and the smoke of marijuana every night.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
How are you able to differentiate between the people coming out of Lupitas versus the people that are coming out of Las Vegas, because they're right next to each other?
Yes.
And they both let out essentially at the same time.
Good question. Because I live like this door, and Lupitas door is this door, this wall, so I can see them.
What about Las Vegas? If Lupita's door is there,
Lupitas is small comparing to Las Vegas, small comparing to Lupitas.
but they're right next to each other?
They are next to each other.
Exactly.
But okay, let me be clear. Let's say 30% Las Vegas problem and 70% Lupitas.
How did you get to that percentage?
Because we have Las Vegas since years, and the problem was fine. It was handleable. But when Lupitas opened, it just like boom.
But so here's why I'm challenging you a little bit on this, because
Please, go ahead.
I don't want to confuse my questions with the fact that like I'm very sympathetic with your family and in the neighborhood.
Thank you.
That will be addressed shortly. My concern is that based on my own observations of parking my car up the street and watching Lupitas let out in Las Vegas, the crowd from Las Vegas and the crowd from Lupitas, they essentially mesh. We're
Mixed.
all walking down the street.
Yes.
They both have a nightlife going on at the same time. So even if Las Vegas has been there for some time, they can bring in new management and new DJs and have the same type of attraction that Lupitas have. So my question to you is, and you sent me these videos and I watched them, how can you confidently differentiate the crowd that's coming out of Las Vegas versus the crowd that's coming out of Lupitas? Because I just don't want to single them out.
I totally agree with you. But what time was it that your observation?
So I watched the video from a 141, 145.
Oh, so you watched my video. You didn't go. You didn't go by yourself.
Well, I'm referring to your videos.
Okay, good.
But what I'm talking about is my own observations when I went on a Saturday night. And
You did?
I went out on a
What time
Saturday
was
night.
that?
Again, I sat there from 1:15 in the morning to about 2:15 in the morning.
Okay.
And I observed, when the crowds were coming out, I observed crowds coming out of both businesses. And, but referencing the videos that you showed me, or that you sent to the commission, my question to you is, how can you tell in those videos that that's Lupita's crowd versus Las Vegas's crowd?
When Lupita was shut down last year or reduced the hours, and so there's no live DJ, the street was totally quiet when even Las Vegas was still working. So Las Vegas, I don't know, maybe the type of customers come to Las Vegas are very polite, very old, rational people, maybe. But the type of customer come to Lupita is just wild. I don't know. Maybe they attract different type of character or people, different music. I don't know. But and by the way, 1:15 to 2:15 is nothing. You should be there like 2:50. You will see when Lupita close the door, and Las Vegas close the door, and people outside continue partying.
Well,
Yeah, that's
from what I saw, that there was very little people, and it looked like it was basically just employees and management
okay.
around 2:05, 2:10, from what I saw from Lupita's,
No,
in anticipation of this meeting.
Yeah. Even my videos is like you see.
I seen 2:05, like
Yeah,
after
yeah,
2 o'clock. Yeah,
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
So you have to be there like one weekend. I promise you, one weekend, and you will see how we are suffering for the last
I
year.
see it from the videos.
Yeah,
I see it from the videos.
It's really sad, you know, that I pay tax to the city of Rivera, and I love Rivera City.
Of course.
And I'm proud of being member of Rivera City resident. But all my tax go to where, you know? I have no personal problem with him, you know, at all. I wish that he go to a good restaurant, and I will be the first one to go as a customer. But I want to sleep, you know. I don't have to pay my life, my family, just so I can make business, you know. And so we need a quiet life. We don't need more.
Well, sir, let me ask you, what do you think the business could do to help that situation?
Maybe he can just open like a good restaurant with good food that people come and eat. Look, sir, before I do this long speech, I'm sorry, I checked the difference between online, the restaurant, bar, nightclub. And the restaurant is just nice food and little alcohol, very light music. And the bar is mild music, more food, and more alcohol. But the nightclub, less food, loud music, and dancing. So Lupita is just in that category, is nightclub. He cannot write, we all know that, he cannot write restaurant at the board. He's not restaurant. The license is not right for restaurant. He is a live DJ with a live music, is a nightclub. So I guess nightclub has different rules and different regulation, and even the soundproof it didn't work. The double
Yes.
door.
Well,
didn't
I
work.
would agree with you that
Yeah.
if he had come in and applied for a nightclub license in that location, it probably wouldn't work.
Exactly, because even the next door, next door to Lupita's, it's an elder house, you know, people like maybe 50 units with old people only, old people, like retired people. And I don't know what to say, you know, but I think what you ask me, what should we do? I mean, either he be a restaurant or he change the license to nightclub, and it will be a different scenario. And also, I would like to ask from the city hall to have the street as signed, as designated as resident parking only. So after 7 o'clock, only resident can park there. So the customers can park somewhere else. Because again, we have the parking issue, it's non-stop. With the new building in Rivera, in Shirley Ave, like the street is booming, you know. So with the new buildings, even my building, they told us it will be knocked down maybe in 2 years or 3 years.
I mean, you can imagine what the problem with that request would be, because obviously if there is a business there and they're open till 10 o'clock at night.
He has a big parking lot behind his.
Well, I'm not necessarily talking
behind.
about Lupitas, I'm talking about your general request that,
Only for
the
that area,
area.
you know, I don't know.
That would be
Stickers
tough. I mean, obviously, we're not the body
to do that.
To do
Okay,
that, but,
so
you
back
know,
to the,
yeah.
the restaurant or nightclub. So I think you are a licensed, and we were here last year, and the same committee, I mean, with the full respect, you know. There is a lot of things happened last year, I didn't repeat it, like people peeing in front of my house, in front of the the backyard of my house, the front yard of my house. You know, people they have a bottle fight. You know, women and men just throw a bottle of beers in front of each other.
And you can confidently say that those people that were engaging in that behavior came from Lupitas and nowhere else.
As I told you, I guess 30% Las Vegas and 70 Lupitas, because when Lupitas was off, we didn't have anything. So the people of Las Vegas, in and out, quietly, fine.
Right, but in your opening statement, you said that, you know, even since we imposed these conditions, nothing has changed. It's been the same. That's what you
When
said.
he came back, yes, first page, yeah. When we were here in July last year, and then you reduced the working hours, so he almost lost the disco
Yeah, the entertainment.
business,
Yeah,
and he became a restaurant. So the street was totally quiet, and then you allow him again with some improvement, so the same issue back again. We have nothing changed.
So you did see a difference when we rolled back the hours to
Oh
1
yeah,
in the
big.
morning?
No, it's not big. It's like heaven, you know, between heaven and hell. We can go to sleep, and I felt sorry for him because I was sitting in my room. I see customer coming at like 12 o'clock, dressing fancy, going to the discotheque, and it's closed, so they leave. So I felt sorry as a human for his business, but I need also to sleep. You know, I need my family. I need to go to work. I work in the hospital, you know. I'm a medical interpreter. I mean, this guy has chemotherapy every other day, you know. His wife has
And how long have you lived? In
almost
that-
13 years.
13 years.
Yeah.
And how long, from your knowledge, how long has Lupitas been there?
Oh, God.
They came after you moved.
Yeah,
there,
of
obviously.
course, yeah, yeah.
But Las
yeah.
Vegas was there beforehand?
Yes, yeah, but it was nothing. We didn't feel Las Vegas like a regular bar, you know. It's fine, you know.
Okay, well, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, thank you for letting me talk, and thank you for listening. And
We'll see if we can fix this.
yeah, I hope so. Yeah, my.
Can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am, please step up.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
And just as a question, have you spoken to the ownership about this, of Lupita?
To be honest, this is the second time I see him. I saw him last year in July here, and I didn't know his face. And this is the second time I see him. No.
Okay,
So we don't see him in the area.
all right,
And
thank you.
welcome.
Hi, my name is Samira Buzagu. I used to live in 112 Shirley Ave, and I came with them last time, if you remember me.
Yes, I do.
Yes, and I moved from my apartment because of Lupitas, because my husband has cancer, and since 2022, and the cancer came back in the end of 2023, and when we came last time in 2024, my husband was doing the chemo and everything, and he needed a lot of sleep, and you know, someone with cancer. And yeah, I feel bad for my neighbors. I was living in Revere from 2006 until 2024 October, because I couldn't. My kids, they all had school here in Port Revere, Garfield, and we love Revere, but we couldn't stay because we couldn't sleep. My husband was taking medicine, and he was doing 2 months of chemo, but he couldn't sleep. That's why we moved. I moved from an apartment, 4 bedrooms, big. The hospital was near my apartment. The train was near my apartment, everything. The schools, but I moved to Revere, to Saugus, because my husband needed to sleep. And I feel bad for my neighbors, because there is an old woman who has cancer too there. She lives she moved from 110 the second floor to my apartment. And there is old people, there is a lot of kids, they go to school. There is people who they want to go to work, but I was listening, but when he told him what is the difference between Las Vegas and Lopitas, there is a big difference. Las Vegas, sometimes we hear some music during the weekend, but it's far. But we can sleep. People were not that rude, but Lopitas, it's a huge difference. People who, the kind of people, I respect everybody, but we need respect too, to be respected. The people are different. The people, when they come out, they are really in another world. People fighting, saying words that we don't want our kids to hear that. Even us, why we have to hear that? And people using the backyard as a bathroom. And it's not even that far. Yeah, you can see. If you go there, you can see. We can see who are the people, these white people coming from. They were coming from Lopitas, not from Las Vegas. And a lot of people. Sometimes I say, how this small place can have all these people inside? Maybe they cannot sit, maybe crowded, a lot of people. And imagine all these people drunk and shouting, their cars all with loud music. Yes, I feel bad for my neighbors, and I feel bad for myself because I left the place, a 4-bedroom to a 3-bedrooms, smaller apartment, because I needed just my husband to be in a better place that he can sleep. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Sir, if you'd come back, please. So you've heard what the neighbors have said. I mean, it's not anything that we haven't heard in the past.
I did, and I am sorry, and I apologize, but ever since you guys requested me to have a detail office, I have not failed the city of Revere. You guys know I've been having a detail officer every weekend from now on. Last time I was here, before this Thanksgiving happened, you guys requested me to have one every Sunday when I have that famous DJ that always brings a lot of crowd. I follow those steps too. And I comply as much as I can with the city as a detailed officer in the busiest night, which is the weekends. And they're there until everybody technically leaves the how do you call the front of the store and everything. So.
Well, what do you think we can do about the people on the sidewalk after the place closes? Because what can we do to keep the noise down for the neighborhood so that people can enjoy their homes? I mean, you know, the way it seems now is that as soon as your place lets out, everybody's congregating on the street. Maybe they're waiting for Ubers, they're waiting for rides. I mean, I don't know what suggestions you would have to kind of keep a lid on that.
That's actually a very well question. I mean, we already offered the officer. I mean, what do you guys suggest?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Lieutenant, what do you think?
I mean, I don't want to see your business get hurt. I mean, reducing capacity, earlier hours, bumped up security, I mean, those things will all hurt you, but they would be effective. I wasn't around here last year when it happened, so I can't really speak to that, but you have a detail officer there. I know you have proprietary security in-house. How many people do you have working? Three guys?
Mm-hmm. Plus
Now,
the
do they,
officer.
what's that?
Plus the officer.
Plus the officer, okay. I mean, I can't imagine another single officer gonna help you, since half the time we have most of the cars in the city down there anyways at closing time. I got the log entries in the computer for all the times the officers have been down there. I got a couple of arrest reports. One of them mentions that one of these guys that was arrested had a red Solo cup with alcohol in it that came out of Lapidus. So security, we should probably do a better job inside. And I don't know if there's any issue as far as over-serving, but if these people are coming out in the street drunk, there's a chance that might be a case. So security needs to watch that as well. I mean, I don't know if they're sneaking booze out. I mean, that's probably
There's a officer in the front door.
Right, but that's one officer. You get probably 150 people coming out of there. You only get one set of eyes from us. So security inside, you get 3 guys. If they can do a better job of making sure nobody's sneaking booze outside or inside, no one's over drinking, that may help. People won't be as excited when they come out, maybe. I mean, in addition to that, I mean, I don't know what else I can say. It's
Lieutenant, can I
a
ask you a question?
residential area.
Have you had the chance to review any of the logs, or does any of the logs reference any disturbances from any of the other bars, or is it just primarily Lupitas?
I can get the entries for
You can
all
say-
of them.
okay.
What I have in front of me is
It's
just
about
Lupitas.
Lupitas, okay.
Yeah.
I do note that, maybe you can attest to it or not, but I do note that in our packet, it did reference that one of the disturbances, the officers noted having issues with guests coming out of Lupitas and Las Vegas. That's where essentially prompted me with all these questions.
I'm sure it doesn't help that you have
Right.
2 bars that close together. One's significantly smaller than the other. I don't know I have no idea the clientele
Right.
of Las Vegas, so I don't know if they're a little bit more they're not
And-
disruptive. I don't know.
And prior to this hearing, Lieutenant, have you spoken to any of the officers that are actually on detail?
I have spoken to them over time. What I have them doing is anytime there's an issue at any of these clubs, I have them email me the reports,
Right.
everything, and of course I review them. And I talk to them if I need to talk to them to
Okay.
clarify things.
Okay.
From what I understand, it's a routine thing, especially on weekend nights, that we have the entire east side units and sometimes some of the spare cars and supervisors down there trying to keep people off the street. It's just a tough situation because it's a small, compact area. And yeah, you have 2 bars, maybe 3. Lupitas is the main bar. You have the most people coming out, but it is residential. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're going to hear things. And there's people there, like you said, waiting for Ubers, et cetera. So, I mean, the resolution, I'm not really sure.
So, and this is exactly why I asked you that question, because the night that admittedly, I can't speak to the full scope of what the residents are speaking to in terms of what they're experiencing. But the night that I did go out there and I observed the bars, the establishments, I should say, letting out, is I had an opportunity to speak to the detail officers on that night. And they said that the biggest issue that they've been having is not necessarily about the things that are going on inside Lupitas. Operationally, they actually praised what they were doing, the changes they made.
That's good to hear.
What I was told was that it's the issues when people are out in the street and they're waiting for the Ubers, as you noted, and they're waiting for their rides, and they're interacting with the crowds coming from the other businesses, that we have this kind of like issue where they're kind of, it's just, like you said, it's a compact area, the noise in the street, and it's, my concern here, and I could just say this overall to the commission, my concern here, and I said it to my fellow commissioners, is I don't want to unfairly punish one business, not necessarily for something that they're not doing inside, but for maybe the lack of crowd control that's coming outside. We required, as he noted, for him to get a police detail. He did it. And he didn't even complain about it, despite the cost. We have countless businesses come before us on a monthly basis begging us to take details off because the cost is exorbitant. He said, you need me to have somebody there? No problem. The detail officers that I talked to 2 of them, a female detail officer and a male detail officer, and one reported that they're typically there every weekend there. That's like the assignment for that officer. And said that it's not what's going on inside. They said, in fact, they've been impressed with how their security turns away underage people. They don't let, when it gets too packed, they have no problem turning people away. They see them snatching cups. She primarily said, it's what happens outside. So I don't want to unfairly target Lupitas and not discrediting what the neighbors are saying without addressing the block itself, because you have more than just one bar on that block.
It's the location that the issue is. We have other clubs that have big parking lots and that type
Right.
of stuff. We can manage that.
Right.
You can get cars in and out, people get picked up, et cetera. It's a residential area, it's a one-way street, there's really no way to go. Those people come out, 50, 60 people, there's no way for them
And
to
can we
go.
confidently say that if we roll them back to 1,
I can't confidently say that.
the crowd is just gonna come out at 1?
Right.
They're not gonna stop going there. They're clearly the
Exactly.
place that's gonna,
Exactly.
That
I mean, an
attracts a lot of
occupancy limit, I mean, I don't even know if that's a thing, but if an occupancy limit would affect the size of the crowd, but it doesn't affect the actual clientele itself, there's no guarantees. The only thing I can see is that, in fact, it's a tough area for that. You go to houses there, and it's a tight area. No matter what time of night, 50, 60 people come out, they're on the street waiting for, like
Whether
you
it's,
said, Ubers.
whether it's 1 o'clock or it's 2 o'clock, the distance between the neighbor's door and Lupita's doesn't change.
That's correct.
And-
No, but the gentleman did say that once the hours were rolled back, that the noise situation was abated.
If
And so-
if I could recall correctly, we rolled them back to 12.
That's correct.
We rolled them all the way back to 12. A 1 hour, I mean, again, I'm not saying that we decided that we're gonna roll them back to 1 o'clock. But even if we consider an hour rollback, I don't know if it's gonna accomplish much. And my concern with doing such a significant rollback is we have a gentleman that essentially has done everything that we've asked for. Lieutenant Malley has acknowledged, and we all can agree, that Shirley Avenue is in a highly residential area that has two pretty popular nightlife attractions, and the two are gonna collide. And I would just want this commission to balance, obviously, the needs of the community and their concerns against and with the businesses that decided to open up their business there. You know, unless we're gonna shut them down completely, I think that we just need to really think about that. And I don't know if we can do that with just Lupita's Restaurant sitting here. So that's where I'm going with it.
I have a question. How many days a week do you have a DJ?
Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, that's it.
So I think this might be like a really good, why they see the difference with Lupita's and Las Vegas. Las Vegas doesn't have a DJ. And this might be like a reason why, like,
They don't have a DJ at all?
I don't think so.
They do.
They do?
No, they don't have a DJ.
Well, then they play music, I don't know.
Like, we're getting all the complaints because it's louder. I mean, one thing is having a DJ. It's my opinion.
Thursday to Sunday.
It is very loud. So. Thank you. It is very loud, the music, because when I've been by there, I can see that you can hear it from the street. And when the door opens, it's like you're right on the dance floor. So turning it down somewhat might help. But I mean, I don't think we can just throw our hands up and say, well, that's Shirley Ave, you know, too bad. I think we have to come up with a solution
And I
here.
agree with you. I seen Shirley Ave grew up. I was there when all the bad stuff was happening, when nobody wanted to cross the street at 6:30
Right.
in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
no, it's definitely a lot
grew up.
different now,
A
no
lot
doubt
different
about
now.
it.
Big improvement. I'm happy with the improvement that Rivera has taken into that street. I feel like Shirley Ave can now compete with Broadway when it comes to commercially. And I apologize about the parking, but Rivera Parking has spent too much money on meters, so they can bring that up. It's residential parking on the side of the street, and
Yeah, no, look, I can see you want to be part of the solution, and so that's what, you know, what we're doing here is trying to come up with a solution. I don't know, do you know the people from Las Vegas?
Personally, they're my tenants.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, I guess you know them pretty well.
Remember, they own that old block.
So
What would
it's-
you think about pooling with Las Vegas and having a detail officer on the sidewalk?
I brought that up to attention. I have before, about a year ago, when I first got in trouble, because, you know, like he said, everybody, like I got blamed technically for everything. I brought that up. I didn't get an answer back, so I really mind my own business. I went on, and I agree to all the charges you got. I mean, if you guys want to write a letter to him or say something in between my
But I
behalf,
also learned,
you know, I'm more than willing to.
the guy from, the people from Las Vegas, according to the Revere Police Department officer that I was on duty, they essentially called his restaurant to send some of the detail officers over there when they have some issues, and they don't even pay for the detail. I really looked into this, and I'm trying to tell you, I didn't just come to
That
this
is
hearing.
actually true.
Because
That
I've been extremely hard on this gentleman. It's on the record. I've been extremely hard on this gentleman. I certainly rejected a lot of his notion, which I felt at the time was probably deflecting. But I really looked into it. I've had conversations with these officers. I've had conversations with people that are coming out of there. And I just can't accept the fact that it's only Lupitas. And never mind the conversations I've had personally. I've witnessed it myself. And I don't know if there's a DJ inside. I've never stepped inside of Lupitas and I've never stepped inside Las Vegas. I'm just telling you straight on what I see from my car, observing, and when I stepped out to the sidewalk and spoke with a couple of details. In fact, if you look at some of these videos sent in from the neighbor, when they pan over to Lupitas at 2:05, the place is empty.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think it's the place
It's not
itself,
inside
it's out on the
operational.
street that
It's the street.
the issue is, which is why I bring up the idea of maybe a area detail where the businesses in the area, maybe even the other nightclub in the area, kind of pool your resources, and you have an officer that's basically just brooming people, moving people along. What do you think of that, Lieutenant?
I don't think it can hurt, but I mean, like I said, we have pretty much every car down there at that time anyway. So one officer's not gonna make a difference more so than another 10 officers would anyways. I think it is just getting people off the sidewalk. I don't know if there's something you can do as far as getting some people out earlier. I don't know how it works out. I don't know the logistics or something like that. But if they came out in waves as opposed to all at one time, you can shuffle them off the sidewalk and into Ubers quicker. I don't know how realistic that is. Again, it's the area. It's just, you're gonna run into problems when people get out. So, what I can say is I continue to have the cars down there at closing time. I mean, any club is gonna have issues as far as who's drinking this or that. Sometimes they have drinks in their car or whatever. People will fight. There will be disturbances from time to time. That's almost inevitable. Every club, every bar's had some of that type of stuff. So I don't think anybody's gonna hold that against you. But as far as rolling back hours, again, I wasn't here last year, so I don't know how well that worked or didn't work.
It affected me a lot in my pocket.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did, because I know people, I'm sure you charge a cover charge when you have a DJ, right?
No, cool.
You don't?
Every day, you are more than willing to come in.
Because I know people don't want to pay a cover charge at 11 o'clock at night if they get kicked out at 12. I get that, so.
And plus, we're some rough times right now. I don't think people want to pay a cover charge to get in, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
$15, $20 to get in, it still, affects the pocket, believe it or not.
If I can just ask you a question, and you can just step aside that. Can you just tell me, stay close. Can you just tell, what would you like to see happen? What do you think can alleviate the problem of the noise when people are filing out into the street? What do you think should happen, or what would you recommend that we do
Okay.
as it directly pertains to this business that you firmly believe 70% of the folks that are causing the problems coming out of Lupitas?
Yeah, that's through experience, because when you reduce the hours last year, the problem disappeared.
So you're in favor, you're recommending that we reduce it back to the 12
Yes,
12 o'clock time frame.
it will
that
be
we-
dead. The street will be dead. It will be very quiet. We'll go to sleep early.
Would you agree that it would be, what we do with Lupitas should equally apply to the other businesses that are on
It
that
will be
street?
fantastic, even that. Yeah, and I do respect your feeling that you don't want to punish him for the whole problem, because
Exactly.
he's part of the problem, not the whole problem.
Exactly.
But before you do that, don't hold and wait to think about a lot, because you are punishing us until you find solution. So as you said, if you reduce the hours of all of them, 3 of them, Lupitas, Las Vegas, and the Columbia, which is the next one on the right, it will be fantastic. That will be quiet.
But everyone has a fair opportunity to be heard.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
still a process that we
And
can't
then
just-
again, the problem, as the officer said, and all the on duty, it's not inside. Maybe he has 10 guards inside, they control the bar inside, fine. The problem outside, in the street. And where they come from Lupitas, not from the moon. So the problem came from him. And the problem in the street, they can stay in the street. And I think I spoke to one of the officers, can you tell them to go? He said, no, I can't. They are not hurting, they just talk, chat, but swearing and, come on, We need, one time I came out with my pajama, I said, for fuck's sake, just go. You know, go home. You finish drinking, dancing, do whatever, go home. And they don't listen.
It's tough.
So whatever happened between the committee, with the Forest Respect Committee and the officer and Mrs. Maggie, we are bleeding. We are just suffering. You know, tonight and next. You know, one guy my son came from Texas and his wife told me, Dad, how you live like this? How you live like this? So I was very embarrassed in front of my daughter-in-law.
And we're not talking about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's just Thursday,
No,
Friday.
it's fine.
Thursday,
It's
Friday,
handleable.
Saturday,
It's
Sunday.
handleable. It's handleable. Because not too many people come.
What days are we typically talking about?
The weekend, of course.
Friday,
Weekend.
Saturday?
Yes.
Or Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Not Sunday, yeah.
So mainly Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, unless there's like occasion, it will be different. But normally, only Thursday night and Friday night.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thursdays
And the officer
Fridays.
only come, the officer come only on those days, those nights.
I think they have officers there Fridays and Saturdays. But obviously you can correct me. if
And
I'm
again,
wrong.
the
And
officer,
sometime on
one
Sundays.
officer, we cannot handle it. One time I called 911, I said, listen, there's a fight. And she told me, the operator said, yeah, we have an officer. I said, yeah, but the officer is one. He cannot handle it. Can you send somebody? He said, no, the backup will come. And then, as you saw the video, like
Yeah, I
6.
saw the video, yeah.
Yeah. And believe me, not every night I take video. I just, sometimes I said, come on, let them fight. But if it's cold or something, I don't go outside to make more video. But if you want more, I can get video every night. If you want me to do that.
I would hate to.
No, that's
gonna
all
disrupt-
right.
Again, I do feel sorry for any business. I would love business to grow and the city and everybody have business and everybody make profit. That's my philosophy in life. But I don't have, you pay for my profit or I pay for his profit.
Right, right,
It's not fair.
right. I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well,
Here we are.
I think that the solution here is to roll it back. I mean, I don't know what else, you know, I think that we need to take into account the neighbors and the neighborhood. And it seems as if when we rolled it back last time, it alleviated the problem. And so I would make a motion that we would do that again. And I feel badly that, you know, this gentleman is gonna suffer, but by the same token, he had an opportunity to fix it in the past, and it hasn't been fixed.
What did we give him an opportunity to fix exactly?
Well, we
Because
gave,
the issue was, operationally, we had an issue with over-serving. There's no reports of that inside. In the past, we had issues with the sound, and his attorney reported that they soundproof. They spent a ton of money soundproofing the place. We're not hearing, the issues that Lupita was in front of us before was primarily what was going on inside the place. Primarily, we have the records to prove it. We're talking about what's going on outside when they vacate. So again, we don't have to rehash it. I can make my own motion. I think that I can propose a possible solution there without rolling them back for, you know.
well, I'd like to hear it. What do you got?
So I think that they should increase their security. If they only hire one detail on those nights, they need to have at least 2 or 3. We have places like Oceanside where we require a certain amount of detail officers, but let's require for Lupitas. Even if they're small, we need more officers down there. Like, if they have a detail, we should require at least 3 officers to ensure that when these folks are leaving this place, that they're leaving orderly. He can even also increase his security that we can ask. Instead of, I'd rather him spend the money to ensure that this neighborhood, their peace and enjoyment is undisturbed, as opposed to saying, I'm gonna shut you down earlier so that you don't even have an opportunity to make money. We can balance the two. Let him spend the money, but he also can make the money as well. He can make the money, but he can also spend it by requiring more detail to be outside and increasing his security on those nights.
But now you're only putting it on Lupitas. We were talking and saying that, you know, Las Vegas is there
This
too.
is the only business in front of us. And so that would be my motion to Lapidus. And I would also ask that Lieutenant Malley look into the disturbances or any reports that came out of Las Vegas and ask for them to come in. Because I don't think it's only Lupitas.
Mr. Chairman, may I just make a couple of comments, if you don't mind?
Absolutely.
I think that to improve it, I don't know if it's gonna be a complete resolution, but it's gonna be a combination of minor things. Bumping up security is true, that's not gonna hurt, it'll only help. I don't wanna see you have to pay for second detail when I have every car down there already. I don't know if that's necessary. Getting these people, you have a small parking lot in the back? I do. Okay. You announced last call, 1:30, I want to imagine, right? The DJ announces it. If you can announce to them, say, call your Ubers now. Meet them in the back. Something like that. Just get some people out from the front. If they call their Ubers now, they'll be out there waiting for them. Once they get out, they can jump in and take off. Or people start congregating in the back, put some signage, anything, say, I mean, the parking lot in the back, I know there's also houses back there too, so I'm just gonna be shifting the problem from one spot to the other. But a combination of things, bump up security, move from that location, even if it's half of the people move out of there. Announce early, things like that in combination may put a dent in it, as opposed to putting a dent in your pocket. That's my,
So you don't think that a second detail is really gonna do?
I really don't, because you're just talking about putting one more person down there when it's, now you have two, when you need 20 people down there.
So the way it works now, Lieutenant, is that toward the end of the evening, say it gets to be 1:30, you're sending directed patrols down there? or how does that-
Exactly, they send directed patrols down there in other parts of the city as well, but primarily down here. The east side of the city will end up going to Lapidus first.
I'm actually very happy with the work that they're doing, because they come down from all the way down to all the way up, so, and I think they finish it off on.
Yeah, they do.
on
They push the
beach.
crowds out,
They push the
you
crowd
know,
all the way
you
up,
know.
so they're actually doing a very well job. And I asked the detail officer, it's like, no, brother to brother, they're backing me up. They know I'm here, so, they gotta come help me push the people up.
The big thing is we have no really place to push them unless we push them in Ubers and get them out. So if we, like I said, you got those vehicles there waiting for some of the people, maybe you can get some of them out of there. I don't know if we can use the back parking lot for, I don't know what it looks like back there. I haven't seen that in years. A combination of minor
Well, I guess we could push them
things
toward the
might
train
help.
station,
They do push them, but only so many people will jump on a train these days, especially that hour. I think the trains are actually down at that hour, so.
Well, so what do you think? Do you have any suggestions that you'd like to put forth?
I mean, as much as I really want to see your business grow, keep it up. I see it's, working out for you. Unfortunately, not for the neighbors. But from what I hear from the neighbors, and taking in accountability that, there's other restaurants around the area. And everybody, from what I hear, is calling on Lupitas, not Las Vegas, not Balsos. So I would also be in agreement of rolling back the hours to 1 a.m. This would be a good way for us to see if it's, if it's Las Vegas, we're gonna see some calls from Las Vegas too.
Well, what would you think about amending the entertainment license to eliminate the DJ earlier? Shut him down earlier? Do you see that as doing anything that would?
I mean, I could see the DJ situation being like also, because I don't think Balsos has DJ, I don't think Las Vegas has a DJ. And I think that this is part of, why this place is louder than the other two. But I also think that this is what brings your crowd in, correct, Mr. Guevara?
That and also the service that we provide.
So, having a DJ works for him. The problem is, the time that everybody's, if his place is the one that's getting packed because he's got good entertainment. I wouldn't be in agreement with what do you want, not
Rolling back the entertainment license?
the entertaining, because this is what's bringing his crowd in.
Well, if we're trying to reduce the crowd, then I would think that would work, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I think it's a hard thing to assess, and can we just go off the record for a second? Can we talk to Maggie in the back? I just have a quick question about procedure that I would like to, it'll take literally like less than 2 minutes. If we just get off the record. I have a question about procedure,
you-
procedurally what we can do.
Do you want to, we're going to recess for 5
Really
minutes,
quick.
please. Okay, so we're back on the record here. The reason why we went into a recess was to discuss some procedural issues, not any type of deliberation because of the open meeting law. Any type of discussions that we have relative to a conclusion have to be done in the open, okay? And so, but there were some procedural things that we needed to discuss about what we can and can't do, all right? Just so we're clear on that. And so which brings us back to where we were, which was, do you want to consider rolling something back? Do you want to consider rolling back hours? If so, how far? Do you want to consider amending the entertainment license? If so, to what degree? And I guess those are really the only two options on the table. At some point, what I would like to do is maybe bring the other places in Las Vegas and bring in Columbia and Valsos and have an area discussion as far as what can these businesses do, almost like an association where they are paying for a area security. But as the lieutenant said, at this point, at 1:30, the police are going down there, so what would that do? Do you know what I mean? So it comes to the point where, to be honest, when you applied for your license, Lupita's was gonna be a restaurant, right? Is it a restaurant?
It is, and then we comply with the fire department also, because the guy told me, are you gonna apply for a full liquor license? I was like, that's the plan, and full entertainment, I was like, the plan, I recommend you to do a double door, and we changed the plans from the get-go. And, so ever since we opened, we try to, to make as possible as we could with.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's be honest, you're making most of your money from a nightclub situation, is that right?
I'm making most of my money, yes, dinner night. Not a
At-
nightclub, dinner night.
At dinner?
Yeah, I'm not a nightclub.
Not the
I'm
nightclub,
just
so
a
you're
restaurant
feeding-
with a full license entertainment.
Okay. Well, do we have any suggestions? Again, I'll make a motion to roll it back till 1 o'clock and see what that does. If that,
I think you second the motion.
I'll second that.
I would ask that, that's fine, and I'm gonna, certainly not, I say that we review this in 30 days and ask that the other businesses come in, instead of putting it out for some time.
well, so would you make a substitute motion that we are going to roll Lupitas back until 1 o'clock for the next 30 days?
Yes.
And then at the next meeting, come in and see how that's working, and also bring in the other places to see if we can come to some type of a resolution. Is that,
But I think 30 days is gonna give us a pretty good idea on how it looks like, you know?
Yeah. And
With
also, I
them
would ask,
closing earlier.
I would ask for Lieutenant Malley to look into any possible disturbances from any other businesses. Because although these, these are the neighbors that are directly across the street, we don't know if the other neighbors have complaints, but they're just not coming in. I remember this room was full of patrons the last time we were here, when we had this issue. And, maybe they do have some complaints, they're just not coming forward. So I think that if we can look into any calls that probably were placed to Revere Police and about maybe the other businesses, then maybe we can get that information as well before we come back in December.
okay. So the motion is roll back till 1, bring the other places in 30 days, we will review it. And we'll see what it looks like at that point. So do you understand that, Mr. Guevara?
Yeah.
So from this weekend, you're gonna be rolled back till 1 o'clock. So you have to give last call at 12:40, at 12:30. All drinks out at 12:45, and everybody off the premises by 1 o'clock. All right? We'll try that for a little while. If you can think of other things in the interim between now and our next meeting, we're all ears. We want to help you. I like having, a vibrant business on Shirley Ave. I think we all do. But the question is, how are we going to balance the business with the residents? And that's,
I don't get it, I understand.
You understand?
Yeah.
All right, very good. So that's the motion, and this hearing is concluded.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda,
Take care.
okay, take it easy, good luck.
Good luck.
The next item on the agenda is,
One question to Lieutenant. Is there a law like no standing zone?
I'd have to look into that. As far as the time of day, you mean, or just
Yeah, no standing zone.
like a no loitering type of thing? Is that what you're saying?
Is there a law that no standing zone area?
I don't know of a law that says no standing on the sidewalks as far as like a no loitering. I mean, that's something a business itself would have to put out there. The sidewalk is owned by the city itself. It's not even owned by the business.
So anybody has the right to stand on the pavement?
Well, I mean, now you're talking, we have city ordinances as far as noises and stuff like that goes. I mean, we're jumping from one thing to the other, you know what I mean? So,
Okay, thank you for the motion, but the problem, it's outside now. Yeah, but I promise you, I'll get you every day one video.
I believe it, thank you.
Yeah.
And I hope to see you back in December,
I will.
if there's any.
I promise.
They have a DJ. They can talk in the microphone before going out and tell the people, hey guys, we had fun. You are going out. Please be quiet.
Respect the
There is
neighbors.
people out. They can do that and make, if you wanna come back, let's be quiet when we go out, and it's another solution. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna work on it. Thank you very much for coming in.
Can we say that, in the letter to them, Maggie? Can we just, ask them to remind the DJ to make an announcement
Yes, yeah.
to, as patrons are exiting
And respect the neighbors.
and respect the names?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks
We
for coming in.
appreciate
We
it.
appreciate it, thank you.
The next item on the agenda is, we should probably discuss the special closing hours for New Year's Eve. What we've done in the past is allow people to be on the premises until 3 a.m. The drinking and music stuff, I guess, is pretty much the same as your regular entertainment license, but that we would allow establishments to stay open and allow patrons on the, actually, I'll read it. The Revere License Commission has voted to allow establishments to remain open on New Year's Eve until 3 a.m. Be advised that although they may remain open until 3 a.m., you're still required to have last call for service of alcohol at 1:30. And all alcoholic beverages must be taken from your patrons and discarded by 2 a.m. Patrons may remain on the premises and food service can continue, as well as entertainment uses allowed by your entertainment license. Live music must cease at 2:30 a.m. All patrons must be off the premises at 3 a.m. Is this something that you want to do again this year?
I'm in favor of it.
I'm in favor.
Very good. We will adopt last year's all pouring establishments for alcoholic beverages, special closing hours for New Year's Eve. The next item on the agenda are communications. We have a communication from the Massachusetts Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission for the approval of the transfer application of Rice Passions World Corp., DBA Rice Passions. The next item are license renewals, and for those, I will refer people to the website. There are several listed under malt wine package stores, all alcohol package stores, all alcohol restaurant, and entertainment. And that concludes the agenda for today. Was there anything else anybody wanted to discuss? Everybody all set? Very good. So we would adjourn the next meeting until December 17th. I would make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Very good. The meeting is adjourned.